Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. Bob Avellini, number 7, the Chicago Bear quarterback, got them into the playoffs for the first time since 1963. And Roger Staubach, the NFC's number 1 thrower, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Texas Stadium on a bright, clear day is sold out. A packed house.
Aren't they?
And one day late, we'd like to say Merry Christmas to you. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. No atmosphere like playoff time or championship time. And what do you think?
I think it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, and being an overwhelming favorite like the Cowboys are can be a precarious position. I think the pressure's on Dallas, and if I was a Chicago Bear, I'd come out and knock things around, lay my ears back, and see if I couldn't make things happen.
There was a lot of question before the game started as to whether or not the Dallas Cowboys kicker, Herrera, would be able to kick. And from what we know and what he says, he will be able to. But there's another guy that Tom and I think could be a key, and that's Preston Pearson.
Well, Preston Pearson is the best third down receiver probably in the National Football League, and he is going to be healthy, he is going to play, and I'll be darned, I believe they're all taped up, and I believe we got a football game going.
I hope they're taped up, because I know there's going to be some knocking and some bopping going on. And Bob Thomas, who kicked that dramatic field goal last week against the Giants to put the Bears into the playoff, kicks off in the direction of Larry Brinson, and he takes it at the 8. He's got some running room, and Brinson out to the 35, where he's knocked down by Johnny Musso. A 28-yard return by Brinson. Cowboys obviously won the toss, and they'll take it over.
The offense will be Golden Richards, Ralph Neely, number 73, Scott in at left guard, Fitzgerald, Rafferty, Donovan, and if there's one area where the Cowboys are not superior, I would believe the offensive line is just a good one.
And there are the receivers, Golden Richards and Drew Pearson wide, and the tight end is Billy Joe Dupree. Running backs, Dorsett and Newhouse. The quarterback, Staubach. Newhouse on first down. 6 or 7, Doug Buffone made the tackle.
You'll hear number 55's name called out quite often. Here's the defense. Hartenstein, the big Penn Stater, Osborne, Rydalk. He's the big kid from Utah, but they're young there, and Newsom, of course, on the outside.
The linebackers, Buffone, Hicks in the middle, and Wayman Bryant. There was some question about whether or not he'd play. The secondary, Ellis and Livers on the corners, Densick and Plank, the hitters.
And they are bangers into the safety spots.
Second down, 3 yards to go. Dorsett. Not quite a first down. Hicks, the middle linebacker, was the first hitter.
Imagine Dorsett got over 1,000 and didn't start until the last 5 games. I think he's worn very well, you know. He's not treated like a rookie, but I think he's handled himself beautifully.
The other player to go over 1,000, of course, is now a Washington Redskin, Calvin Hill, who played so well last week. Looks like about a foot to go on third down for the Dallas Cowboys. The line of scrimmage to 44. Actually closer to the 45. Opening seconds. This is the first offensive series. On third down, it's Dorsett for a first down. Gary Fensick, the safety man, up to hit first.
All right, this is third and short. All the great runners, and I'm talking about Sayers, OJ, or any of them, are dynamite inside runners, and don't be fooled by their height and weight. They hit the hole faster than the big fellas do.
Dorsett, of course, as we just told you, off an outstanding season. And the guy on the other team we haven't seen yet is not too bad. His name is Peyton. Dorsett again. That's back inside just shy of midfield. Mike Hartenstein and Doug Buffone made the tackle.
Hartenstein makes a heck of a play, the defensive left end. Watch him now. He'll play it like a Penn Stater, right? You might have watched him yesterday on CBS. Watch 73 move out. Rafferty cuts inside the guard and gets his block, but Hartenstein stayed with it. Buffone will be there often, and so will Fensick. Can't believe he was a receiver once, can you?
Now he hates receivers.
Of course. On defense, you have to.
4-yard pickup by Dorsett will make it 2nd and 6. Green pass is set up to Dorsett. Lost it. I think the Bears have recovered. Looks like it. Osborne with the football. Right out.
Big turnover. But it was a very poor run by Dorsett. Watch how he should go outside. And I'm sure he's thinking to go outside, and he cuts back inside where he gets caught up by the trailers. And Flat carrying it very loosely and stripped of it. It was Osborne that stripped it.
Rideouts that got the hand in, and Osborne who made the recovery. So it's first down. Chicago Bears. Line of scrimmage, their own 42. Avellini, the quarterback, will set the rest of the offensive unit in just a second. Gonna throw early, and does. A couple of tackles broken up by number 89, James Scott, the wide receiver, finally stopped by D.D. Lewis.
Boy, is he tough. He's a 4.40 man that played in the WFL and used to disappear, but trying to make planes for other games. But he caught 50 passes this year.
And now the offensive line.
And is this young and bullish, huh? Albrecht, first year. Jackson, Pfeiffer, Sorey, and Lick is only in his second year. That's young.
The wide receivers are Rather and James Scott, who just caught that pass. The tight end is Greg Latta. Here is Walter Payton to his left. Payton, not much. Harvey Martin, the defensive end on that side, was the leader of the pack.
And, of course, Thomas Henderson has the great speed, the linebacker that helped. And there's the defense. It looks like an NBA front court. Jones, Pugh, Randy White, and, of course, Harvey Martin, who had 23 sacks this year. Incredible.
And the back court, Thomas Henderson, D.D. Lewis on the outside, Bob Bruneck, number 53, in the middle. The secondary, Barnes and Kyle on the corners, and the two safety men, none better, Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris.
And they stick people, too.
It's a hitter's game. And a perfect day in Texas. Wow, you couldn't ask for better weather. Payton. Not a first down. Aaron Kyle and Benny Barnes, 25 and 31, made the tackle.
Now, this is the way that Walter Payton likes to run. And watch Sorey, the big guard, get out in front in good shape. They make the corner. Watch Aaron Kyle slip in behind the guard, the pulling. He's got a lot of help, too. A lot of white and blue has already made the move to the outside. 2 out of 3 times, Payton goes to the right. Or has.
Butch Johnson is backseat for Dallas, and Bob Parsons is number 86 in front for the Bears. A high beauty. Fair catch signal goes up by Johnson. He lets it go over his head. It goes into the end zone. Parsons, a 52-yard punt, but it'll come out to the 20. And Dallas will take over again. Perfect day in Dallas. No score as yet. 10 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and the playoff between the Bears and the Cowboys.
Know what I put on before shopping? My glasses. I look at labels. For 100% natural, easy-washing denim jeans, I look for
the seal of cotton.
For soft, thirsty towels,
The seal of cotton.
for shirts that are cotton comfortable, plus no ironing.
The seal of cotton.
For sheets that mean sleeping comfort. Whenever comfort matters, I look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
America's best-selling new car in history, the new Ford Fairmont. What's behind Fairmont's success? Fairmont's mileage, highest EPA mileage rating of any mid-size car. Fairmont's roominess, more room for the money than any other car. Fairmont's price, lowest sticker price of any mid-size car. Test drive America's best-selling new car ever at your Ford dealer, where the better ideas keep coming.
Boy, what a perfect day in Texas.
Should make a poster of one of those girls, you know?
I think they had.
500,000 of them there.
That's how many I got. First and 10 at the 20. Roger Staubach, the quarterback, Dorsett and Newhouse behind him, and here's Pearson in motion. Newhouse. A dramatic one-yard gain. Stopped by Wayman Bryant and Doug Plank.
Doug Plank, number 46, that actually got Newhouse from behind that time, is an incredible little athlete from Ohio State. They said in the weight room in Chicago he was throwing 190 pounds around, jerking it with one arm. He's not tall, but he is stumpy and strong, and does he like to stick people?
Just a little bit over 200 pounds. They give Newhouse 2 yards on first down, so it's 2nd and 8. John Fitzgerald, the center. Salvi in motion. Dorsett, not much. Osborne and Hicks converged on the Eisman Trophy winner of last year.
Big Rideout got in there, too. He's out of Utah. It looks like he might have worked the mines up around Provo or something. He is a real bear.
Tom Landry, the only coach this group has ever had. What a job he's done.
He looks a little nervous today. That's about as animated as I've ever seen him on the sidelines.
What a job he's done.
He was a fullback for Bear Bryant right here at Aggieland for a while, wasn't he?
At Texas A&M. Of course, he played with the Rams and then with Washington Redskins. A third down situation coming up and a shotgun formation for Dallas, and Rogers going to run. He'll get the first, and does, to the 35. Wayman Bryant, playing with 2 injured shoulders, was the first guy to hit him. 11 yards for Staubach.
Here's the guy that sets the tempo now. Remember this, if he's throwing well, the receivers have confidence. If he's running well, the defense loses confidence. He is still a great athlete and in probably better condition than he was when he came out of Annapolis, really.
Somebody asked Tom Landry yesterday at a news conference how much longer he thought Roger could play, and he said, I frankly don't know. He's in such good shape. He takes such good care of himself. I expect at least 3 more years. Cowboys have been in the playoffs 11 out of the last 12 years. Incredible. Staubach. Golden Richards had it. Trickled off his fingers. I don't believe he could have stayed in bounds anyway.
Osborne put a pretty good inside pass rush, and the Bears have had some trouble. They've only gotten 27 sacks this year, but Roger had to throw it over Osborne's hands. Looked like he just sort of heaved it a little bit, and Golden couldn't get control of it.
Rogers' last 2 games of the regular season were superb. Enabled him to win the NFC Passing Championship.
I keep thinking, though, about how Pittsburgh beat Dallas during the season, and they did it with physical activity in the secondary. They really beat people up that day.
And they did it on a big day by Franco Harris, running left. 2nd and 10. It is Newhouse to the weak side. Newhouse got another Dallas first down. A fine effort by Robert Newhouse. Just shy of the 50-yard line before he's tackled by Tom Hicks.
721 yards by the other back. Boy, I'll tell you, he's always there. You usually see him blocking, but he'll get you 4 yards on an average any time.
Herbert Scott got the good block on Rideout, and Newhouse took advantage. At the 48, the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 Dallas. Dorsett moves back next to Newhouse. And now Salvi moves over on this side. Dorsett went outside the trap and outside the boundary mark. Allen Ellis chased him out of bounds.
That's incredible. Newsome really closed down the trap. And watch to the right of your screen now. Watch the little things that he does inside the shoes. Watch him dip in. Look at this. I'm telling you, you don't teach that, but you sure try to draft it.
7-yard pickup by Dorsett. Ball just shy of the Bear 45. No scores yet with 6 minutes, 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 3. Salvi in motion. Dorsett will not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Gary Fensick, a fine play.
Well, the kid from Yale is really a headhunter, I'll tell you. Watched him against the Giants the other day, one of those few times, Patrick, when you get a chance to watch other teams play and watch the television, and I'm telling you, he hits you before, after, and during the play.
Playing conditions and surrounding conditions a little bit better than they were last week.
Yeah, the weather's better, isn't it?
Temperature 46 degrees at game time. No rain in the forecast. At beautiful Texas Stadium. No scorers yet. It's 3rd down now for Dallas. They need 4 for a first. Roger Staubach throws outside and got it to Drew Pearson. Allen Ellis was the Bear defender, but no way to stop that.
Number 88, he's averaged 50 yards, 50 catches a year for the last 4. He's the only guy in the NFL that's done this. Watch the pop blocking by the linemen. By that, I mean they went right out and got the defense on the line of scrimmage and made it look like a run.
And in doing that, they also keep those linemen from sticking their hands up.
Those big hands.
Those taped hands. Cowboys 3 for 3 in their third down conversion so far. Now Dorsett moves into the eye. Newhouse. Misdirection. Fumble, and the Bears have it again. Gary Fensick on the recovery.
That's the 16th fumble the Cowboys have lost this year. They have 28 now. And I'll tell you, turnovers are very large in playoff situations, much bigger than during the season or early in the season.
The scoreboard clock shows 6 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score as yet. The Cowboys have fumbled twice. The Bears recovered both.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
The Bears have it, 1st and 10. Ball at their own 35-yard line. No score as yet.
How about Avellini looking across at Randy White? They were teammates at Maryland and didn't like one another then.
Randy White said that Avellini kept throwing the ball at him after he sacked him in practice. White, of course, number 54. And Avellini pumps, goes deep. He's got Bo Rather wide open. Rather was behind everybody, and Avellini just laid it up a little too far.
They had zoned to that side. The Cowboys had rolled it to the right side, and I'll tell you, Waters was beaten.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited.
You might remember that the Bears went over the top against the Rams, and Scott had 2 long touchdown passes against the Rams secondary, one of the best.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Avellini and the Bears, and it's Walter Payton. He struggles for a couple, but they shut him off, led by Thomas Henderson. Over on the Dallas bench, Tony Hill is number 80. The best of the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific. Highlights of the year's most exciting and memorable moments.
Remember Monzone against Valdez when they fought in Monte Carlo?
That was a highlight. That'll all be on the Sports Spectacular. That and more that we'll tell you about later. It's a 3rd down situation now for the Bears. Avellini drops. Good protection. It's batted up into the air and falls harmlessly. We'll check and see who knocked it down.
Well, Too Tall is 6'9" to start with, and Randy White used to be 6'3". Let's watch it now. You're right behind the Bear quarterback. Gregory moving. Too Tall's coming to the inside. Picked up pretty well by Sorey. Now Pfeiffer. I think it's Too Tall.
Has to be.
Oh. 6'9" plus.
That's like trying to throw it over the stadium. Bob Parsons, who got off a rocket the first time. Back to punt for the Bears, and Butch Johnson deep for Dallas, and Butch will have a chance with this one. At the 18. Away from 1. Struggles outside the 20, but that's all. Dan Neal made the tackle against Butch Johnson. There is still no score. And we haven't completed the first quarter as yet. 1 second, over 5 minutes remaining. The Bears and the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Inside this new Firestone radial tire is an improved steel cord with 5 million miles of developmental testing. Where once we used 5 strands, we now use 10 strands of steel. 7 around 2, wrapped by 1. A cord construction so important, Firestone named a tire for it. 7, 2, 1. The new steel-belted radial 721. Now, from Firestone.
What happens to the money you put in your full-service bank? Well, some of it is helping a citizens group restore this decaying neighborhood. One of the citizens is Lynn Dunsavage.
Ed, when our bank committed $1 million in loans to save these fine old homes, people started making repairs. New people moved in. You can see the results, Ed.
Quite a story. But that's full-service banking, helping people change things for the better. In fact, no financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
A savage invasion brings terror to a peaceful town. Chlordicon stars, tarantulas, the deadly cargo. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
At the 21, the Cowboys take over for the 3rd time.
And as you said, the momentum has swung a little bit to Chicago, just staying alive with those 2 fumble recoveries, right?
First and 10 Dallas right now as Drew Pearson goes back in motion past Staubach. It's back to Dorsett. Squirms around outside the 25 to the 26 where Gary Fensick made the tackle.
Doug Buffone has probably seen every good move around. He's been playing with Chicago for years and very well. And I'll tell you, he had Dorsett flat for a 2-yard loss and got sort of a limp leg and got absolutely nothing.
Buffone is sort of the leader, not only of the defense, but of the entire Bear team. There is number 55. 11 years of experience. First time in the playoffs. The hand of John Fitzgerald. It'll give the ball back to Roger. Dorsett. Upset is Dorsett because he didn't cut back. A little altercation going on down there. And
Doug Plank and Butch Johnson, I believe. Butch Johnson came out, it looked like swinging, but I think they were just pushing off. Now Fensick goes over to either cool him off or cool him, I'm not sure which. Ends up with an isolation job, though. Number 55 trying to cover Dorsett up the sidelines. You're looking right from behind the secondary. You can see Hicks moving back to that short zone. And now the up pattern by somebody that's very swift. Buffone had pretty good coverage at that.
Hard for him or anybody else to stay with Dorsett one-on-one. First down, Dallas in Bear territory, and Tony goes to about the 39. Buffone and Hicks all involved.
Patrick, just remember, if the safety men like Fensick and Doug Plank have to come up and help the linebackers, sooner or later the post pattern off play action is going to be there, and they have to really be thinking about what Roger's thinking about.
Line of scrimmage now exactly the 40. That's what Dorsett has done so far. That's not counting that big pass completion just a second ago. Second down, 8 yards to go for a first down for the Cowboys. Golden Richards inside the 30 to about the 27 before Tom Hicks made the tackle after a 13-yard gain.
Good call. Now watch Hicks get too much depth, number 54, the young linebacker from Illinois. And actually Roger throws under the linebacker. Instead of being held, they dropped out of there very quickly, and Roger still got it to him. Pretty good play.
Well thrown by Roger. Watch the blocking. Ralph Neely blocking on Ron Rideout. Neely, by the way, number 73, has announced that this will be it for him. He's going to retire. Roger again fakes. Looks deep. Now runs. Chased by Newsom. Staubach still going. Out of bounds. At about the 13-yard line. Well, about the 18, make it. I'm sorry. Fensick knocked him out of bounds.
Roger had over 170 yards rushing during the season. Now watch this. And if you think this lateral movement by the quarterback isn't important to an offense, And he gets the extra time when he just puts the ball up. Watch this. Everybody freezes again, and now he gets the extra yardage. He also gets out of bounds. He's learning.
He was a heck of a baseball player at one time, wasn't he?
And a heck of a defensive back, I'll tell you.
Now, there's a guy who's enjoying it every way. First down for the Cowboys. Roger Staubach. Scrambling. He has carried the ball twice, has picked up 21 yards. He's 4 out of 5 throwing. So it's been a good first quarter for him.
And everybody on the defense goes back to the huddle saying, where did he come from? I did what I was supposed to do.
Efren Herrera, who hurt his kicking leg in practice on Friday, and today is the first day he's kicked since then. But in warm-up, he looked pretty good. Dupree goes in motion. Newhouse has the football. Newhouse cutting back. Newhouse running over everybody. Down to about the 6. Alan Ellis made a tackle. Robert Newhouse, a heck of an effort. 12 yards.
The right side of the Bear line played it pretty well, Patrick. Talking about Newsom and company, they stack it up and do a pretty good job. Looks like Newhouse might be learning from Dorsett just a little bit.
It'll be a 1st and goal, Cowboys, at the 6-yard line after that run by Newhouse. Dallas trying to break on top. 1:56 left in the first quarter. No score as yet. It is Newhouse again. It is Newhouse struggling to about the 1. And again, a tough run.
It's that low center of gravity, you know. There's nothing to tackle but a stump. And that's what his legs are. Watch this. This is straight out football. Fitzgerald threw on Hicks. Osborne having a big problem. Buffon, all of them. I'll tell you, Newhouse looks like he's really charged today.
Newhouse is 5'10", they say, but he doesn't look nearly that tall.
He used to be 5'10".
He weighs 205. At the 2, they put it down. Dorsett is the deep back. That's Doug Dennison. And that's a Cowboy touchdown.
Cowboys had 21 TDs rushing during the season, so chalk up one for the playoffs. Rafferty takes him through the hole and scores standing up, the guard and the ball carrier.
They've got so many running backs, sometimes you just forget about a guy like Doug Dennison, who inside the 10 is as good as anybody. Here's Herrera. His extra point makes it Dallas 7. The Bears, nothing. 1:06 to go in this playoff game between Chicago and Dallas. And the Cowboys break on top, 7-0. Touchdown by Dennison.
Ford introduces the new Futura. A dramatic combination of styling and technology for 1978 and beyond. Futura. Its striking design is the result of computer modeling and extensive aerodynamic testing. Its excellent fuel economy results in part from the use of lighter weight, high-strength metals in Futura's construction. And Futura's ride is the result of a newly created advanced front suspension system. Futura. In a world where cars are looking more and more alike, it represents a change. A dramatic combination of styling and technology from 1978 and beyond. Realistically priced for today. See your Ford dealer for a personal test drive.
What a shot. Efren Herrera.
Patrick, the Cowboys now with a little over 1 minute left in the first period have run off 22 offensive plays, and the Bears 6.
And that is almost the end of the first quarter. 1:06 left to play in the first period. Cowboys have controlled the football, yet they only have 7 points. Walter's side deep and at the 11. Out to about the 28-yard line, where Jay Salve, who is the captain of the special teams, makes the tackle for the Dallas coverage unit. The CBS Sports Spectacular coming up in January. The WBC Light Heavyweight Championship and much, much more.
That should be pretty good. Cuello against Parlov. He's from behind the Iron Curtain.
Roberto Duran against Esteban de Jesus.
They just don't like each other.
That ought to be something, too. And the Hollywood Stuntmen competition. All that coming on the CBS Sports Spectacular in January. First down, Chicago Bears. Walter Payton does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. He's stopped by D.D. Lewis and Ed Too Tall Jones.
Too Tall plays the run much better than the pass, and he made big penetration that time, and he and Dede were across the line of scrimmage. Walter Payton has now carried the ball 4 times, and he had 6 yards, and he did, what did he lose 2 then?
Looks like he lost about 1.
He's got about 5 yards then on 4.
So it'll be second, and a little bit more than 10. Avellini drops. Goes outside for Greg Latta. Just took his eye off it. Thomas Henderson on the coverage.
I'll tell you, if you come in and you're the underdog, if you don't play to win the game, if you just play to make it close and respectable, you can really get into trouble. You either go out and say, let's win it and do it, and I'll tell you, that ball was right on the money. 88's going to think about that one a long time.
Trouble situation right here as Dallas goes into their 6th defensive back defense. They welcome us to Cowboy Country, and we're glad to be here. Always nice to come to Dallas. Avellini on a draw play to Payton. 2 or 3, but no more. Not a first down nearly. Aaron Kyle and Harvey Martin made the tackle, and Bob Parsons comes on the scene again.
And those 2 big guards for Chicago are 272 and 269, and Pfeiffer is about 255 at the center spot, and Dallas just stacked it up.
Deep, and at the 11. Out to about the 28-yard line, where Jay Salve, who is the captain of the special teams, makes the tackle for the Dallas coverage unit. The CBS Sports Spectacular coming up in January. The WBC Light Heavyweight Championship and much, much more.
That should be pretty good. Cuello against Parlov. He's from behind the Iron Curtain.
Roberto Duran against Esteban de Jesus.
They just don't like each other.
That ought to be something, too. And the Hollywood Stuntmen competition. All that coming on the CBS Sports Spectacular in January. First down, Chicago Bears. Walter Payton does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. He's stopped by D.D. Lewis and Ed Too Tall Jones.
Too Tall plays the run much better than the pass, and he made big penetration that time, and he and Dede were across the line of scrimmage. Walter Payton has now carried the ball 4 times, and he had 6 yards, and he did, what did he lose 2 then?
Looks like he lost about 1.
He's got about 5 yards then on 4.
So it'll be second, and a little bit more than 10. Avellini drops. Goes outside for Greg Latta. Just took his eye off it. Thomas Henderson on the coverage.
I'll tell you, if you come in and you're the underdog, if you don't play to win the game, if you just play to make it close and respectable, you can really get into trouble. You either go out and say, let's win it and do it, and I'll tell you, that ball was right on the money. 88's going to think about that one a long time.
Trouble situation right here as Dallas goes into their 6th defensive back defense. They welcome us to Cowboy Country, and we're glad to be here. Always nice to come to Dallas. Avellini on a draw play to Payton. 2 or 3, but no more. Not a first down nearly. Aaron Kyle and Harvey Martin made the tackle, and Bob Parsons comes on the scene again.
And those 2 big guards for Chicago are 272 and 269, and Pfeiffer is about 255 at the center spot, and Dallas just stacked it up.
The guards, of course, are Noah Jackson and Reeve Sori. And Pfeiffer, of whom Tom Brookshire was speaking, is the offensive center. That's the end of the first quarter. Dallas has a touchdown by Doug Dennison, and they lead 7-0.
Ah,
Try the hat on. Trade you the hat for fur.
Ever since there's been in America, the prime law of business has been you have to go out and make the calls. Times have changed, and so has business. Today, Boeing jetliners are taking people all over the world. John Gillahan, pharmaceutical salesman, off to get the word on a new wonder drug. Dr. Bernice Sachs, off to check out a new therapy program. Boeing 727s, 737s, 747s. Can you imagine what it would be like if we couldn't get together anywhere in the country on a moment's notice?
What's that?
747, dummy.
Boeing, getting people together.
Winning throughout the nation, as hurts the superstar. We got the winning combination. Super people, super cars, making that extra effort to meet your special needs. Getting you in, getting you out with super speed. Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car. Hertz, the superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
Bob Parsons, the Bear punter, number 86. Butch Johnson, number 86 for Dallas.
Parsons averaged about 40 yards a kick, but he had 2 blocks.
Good snap. Fair kick. Butch at the 28, straight ahead. Flag is down. From the far side of the field, an official dropped his handkerchief. Lynn Walterscheid made the tackle, a 39-yard kick by Bob Parsons. Couldn't get it to turn over.
I think Aaron Kyle may have clipped somebody. The young cornerback came back and wrapped a Bear in the back, I believe.
Where would you hit a Bear?
It's better to, if they don't hit back, you could hit them anywhere. Cowboys had 149 yards in the first period. 60 throwing and 89 running.
That's the first penalty of the game. And by the way, that reminds me, we haven't told you who the officials are yet. The referee is Gordon McCarter. This will be his voice.
Illegal use of hands. Number 65 receivers during the return. First down.
Dave Stalls did instead of Aaron Kyle, huh? Let's see if we see it. Pick up what you think is illegal and identify it. That was a legal shot on the right-hand part.
I think that's what they call, though. First and 10 Dallas, nevertheless. Staubach looking around. He's going to take off again, and does. And rolls around for about 6 before Jim Osborne made the tackle. There's our friend. Kicking the Bear around.
Just the average fan here in Dallas, right?
The Sun Bowl, next Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
El Paso.
Get ready for us. Stanford against LSU. Both 8-3. An All-American quarterback and a great running back for LSU. Quarterback, of course, Gary Benjamin.
Oh, I want to see Benjamin throw it. They say he's really going to be good.
He already is. Second down, 6 yards to go. 4-yard scramble by Staubach. Here's Dorsett. Dorsett has a first down. Gary Fensick, one of the safety men again, had to come up and make the tackle. And that'll take its toll.
And Bryant had it pretty well closed off, but he accelerates. And Marion Campbell, the defensive coach for the Eagles, told me that Dorsett can stick it in, pull the body back, and then still accelerate without losing much. It's an unusual quality and darn tough if you're trying to tackle it.
Jack Pardee, the Chicago Bear coach, right there over that white towel, right there. Each year he's been there, the Bears have progressed. He and Jim Finks together have put it together in Chicago. Newhouse by Rydell on first down.
Not the first time, though, except for the fumbles, that the Bears have had a chance to force Roger to do something maybe they want him to do. Trouble is he has some good people to do it with.
It's one of the things that Jack Pardee was saying yesterday when they asked him if he would be overly concerned about Tony Dorsett. He frankly said the Cowboys have so many guns, you can't concern yourself overly with just one man. line of scrimmage, the 41. Second down for Dallas now. They already lead 7-0. Opening minutes of the second quarter at Texas Stadium. The fake to Dorsett. The throw to Drew Pearson, and he's got some room. To the 30. Out of bounds at the 28. Virgil Livers knocked him down. Golden Richards over blocking.
Hicks, the middle linebacker, got good depth, but you can't allow a guy like 88 now. Watch the right part of your screen. They've got to bump him in those short zones. Hicks makes a stab at it. And boy, I'll tell you, nobody comes across better than 88, unless you hit him a lot.
Herbert Scott is number 68. A job well done.
Roger had a lot of time.
First down, Dallas, the line of scrimmage, the Bear 28. Cowboys lead 7-0. Going for more. For Dupree. It is a touchdown. Heck of a catch by Billy Joe Dupree. 28 yards. The touchdown to BJ.
I'll tell you, he has really worked hard at it. Dupree was never a great natural receiver. Came out of Michigan State, a #1 draft, and some people thought it was one of the only bad ones the Cowboys have made. And this was touchdown number 4. Roger pumps it and sets it up, and then comes back down the middle and looks for him. Pretty good corner pattern and well covered. Good catch.
Livers in fencing with the 2 Bear defensive backs, but Dupree came up with it. And so does Herrera. And that makes it, for Tom Landry's team, 14-0. With 12 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Dallas, 14-0.
The guys came around this morning and said, Bobby, want to play some ball? So I changed into my jeans. 100% cotton denim, naturally tough, naturally comfortable. Sears calls them fitting jeans, and they're made with Sanford set, so they resist wrinkles and shrinking. They stay looking neat. See, I know Mary Ellen walks by here every day. When you're looking at blue jeans, check the label. Make sure you're looking at 100% cotton denim.
All across our land, people know our brand. You can trust AC. Thanks, AC. Spark plugs by AC. We'll help you smile throughout the miles. You can trust AC. Thanks, AC. Spark plugs by AC. So when you want to go, we're the name to know. You can trust AC. Thanks, AC. Spark plugs by AC. Firing spark plugs by AC.
Thanks, AC.
Efren Herrera will kick off for Dallas. And deep for the Bears is Walter Payton.
Looks like they're pulling out all the stops now.
It's time.
No first downs for the Bears yet in the second period here.
Herrera tries to kick away from Payton. And he does. That's Musso with the ball, and flags go down all over the place. The Cowboys think they've got it.
Cowboys are sky high emotionally, and sometimes a great professional group has trouble showing that, but that is not the problem today.
Let's go down to the sideline where Paul Horning has some information for us.
Well, I don't know about information, but I'll tell you one thing. The Chicago Bears better do something offensively. They're going to get blown out of here. They haven't made a first down, and Dallas is, well, they can do anything they want offensively. It's been a perfect game for the Cowboys, and Payton's got to break something for the Bears to get back in this. Pat?
Thank you very much, Paul. And from time to time throughout the afternoon, Paul will have some information from the sidelines in the bench area.
The mistake was not letting number 34 take the kickoff.
Tony Hill is the guy who made the tackle. The penalty is against the Bears, and so they are back at their own 10-yard line now.
Clipping number 46 during the return. The other foul was holding on number 81 during the return. That one is declined. First down.
Well, there's retroactive. I didn't know you could build up some penalties through the whole season, huh?
How many things can you do wrong on a kickoff?
Avellini's got to be very careful, though, and not try to get 14 back in one series.
So it's a first down, Chicago at their own 10-yard line. Dallas 14, Chicago nothing. Walter Payton goes straight ahead, and he is bulldogged down by middle linebacker Bob Brunig.
Oh, Jethro Pugh made a super play, the defensive left tackle. He's played in his 20th playoff game, by the way, for the Cowboys.
And that's a record.
It's got to be. Watch the right part of your screen. 75 just seals it off. And we told you how big and strong that young offensive line is, and Walter just has too much meat on top of him right now.
He might have struggled for a yard. So we'll make it 2nd and 9. Caught by Scott. Fair first down. Benny Barnes on the tackle. We have not mentioned the name of the other running back so far. I believe we have a flag down on this play as well.
Pretty good tackle by Barnes, and the ball was thrown a little high. And I'll tell you, Scott's a good-looking receiver. He went up and gave himself up and made the catch.
He played at one time with the Chicago Fire.
He caught about 70 balls in that league. Then he quit and went home for a while.
When Jim Finks finally did sign him to the Bears, he said he thought he would chain him to the bed when they went on a road trip.
Handcuffed him.
Jack Pardee obviously not too happy with what's happening.
There was a preliminary call of illegal procedure.
There is still discussion. The referee again is Gordon McCarter. The umpire is Lou Palazzi. The linesman Jerry Bergman. The line judge is Bob Beeks. The fact judge Jim Poole. The field judge Fritz Graff. And the alternate, as in all playoff games, Bob Frederick. I don't mean that he's always the alternate, but they always do have an alternate.
He's over taking some voice lessons just in case.
Illegal procedure, number 89 offense. Illegally spiking the ball while the clock is running. The first down was made. It is now 1st and 15.
Don't ask me to comment on that. All he was trying to show was that we finally have it going. Pretty rough call.
First down the Bears have been able to make. Now, that was the reason for the spike. That's the first time I've seen that one called.
I hope the last time.
All right. Jethro Pugh made the tackle on Roland Harper.
They've got to run the weak side a little bit so that, again, Payton can get outside to the right side. Earl is a good, steady football player, and I'm told by the leather on.
1 yard play, so it's 2nd and 9. Ball's at the Bears 23. Fake to Harper. Looking for Scott, and Avellini's going to take off. Tackled by Henderson. Thomas Henderson with that great speed. A linebacker who runs the 100 in about 9.5.
And Avellini really is a little bit slow. He's lost some weight, and I think he's getting quicker. But a runner he isn't. A good long thrower he is.
Watch the Bears now as they start to get the play from Avellini. And the offensive line will hold hands.
They better, because third down against the nickel defense is tough versus Dallas.
They might hold hands now. The protection is not bad. But Avellini underthrows Greg Latta. Thomas Henderson covering him alone. And when you can get away with something like that, you've got some defense going for you.
And a young offensive line is having some problems with Dallas stunting and making the big rush. They'll try to figure it out, but no first downs yet.
This is the 4th punt coming up by Bob Parsons. And again, Butch Johnson is deep for Dallas. Good one. Hangs high. Butch takes a look. Decides no fair catch. Breaks a couple of tackles. And Butch Johnson gets out to the 37. A good run back. Jerry Muckensturm made the tackle. 45-yard punt by Parsons. So, 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Dallas 14, Chicago nothing.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. Walk? Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car. I don't have to run through airports? Not with Avis. I can walk through airports.
We try harder, Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
The new pension laws were driving me crazy, so I called the Connecticut General people. And did they come through for me?
Coming through for you, that's what CG people do.
We had some dental bills. Then my company got a Connecticut General Group dental plan. CG sure came through for us.
Coming through for you, that's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
There's a war over champagne fizzling, and both the United States and France mean business.
Oui.
That story and more on a special Monday edition of 60 Minutes, tonight at 9, 8 Central in Mountain.
Dallas ball, their own 37. Cowboys lead the Bears 14-0. 9:45 left to play in the first half. Dorsett and Newhouse, still the setbacks. Here comes Pearson in motion. Newhouse. 8. Allen Ellis and Doug Plank made the tackle.
Even though you don't want to concentrate on 33, a misdirection with the fullback coming under from that eye it's dynamite. Watch what happens. Dorsett goes right, one false step by number 44, and pretty good blocking there on the left side.
Watch the blocking.
Doesn't take much with these backs. Wallace gets it in there.
That little step that Newhouse took got the middle linebacker and wideouts to move just enough to make the box easier. Here's Dorsett.
Oh.
Close to midfield. Hartenstein and Buffon on the tackle.
I saw that hog bladder come up for just a second before Dorsett put it away again. He's had one fumble. I think the first play we ever really saw him in against Minnesota, I think he fumbled that first series.
That was opening day.
Boy, can he run. I tried to shake hands with him before the game and missed.
Too quick. That was a first down for Dallas. Dorsett and Newhouse combined on the ground for that one. And here comes Dorsett in motion. Staubach sprinting out to his right and throwing. And out of bounds he goes in front of his own bench. Chased by Osborne. Buffon put him out.
But it's not a wasted play because, again, he strung out the whole defense, and he did something that's not, they know it's not a particularly a good play, but he's made those guys go back to the huddle saying, okay, he almost got outside of us again. And they have so many formations anyway that when they throw an ad-lib at you, it really creates problems, doesn't it?
There are a lot of formations.
There certainly are.
At midfield. Second down for the Cowboys. Newhouse again. It's a first down and more. Robert Newhouse stopped by Gary Fensick. But Newhouse bangs down to the Bear 32. An 18-yard pickup. Watch him coming at you.
Cowboys average 170 yards a game rushing. This was just a quick draw. Tell you one thing, Newhouse looks like he thinks people all over the country are watching him or something.
Newhouse has carried 9 times and picked up 72 yards. We still have 7:45 left to play before the end of the first half. Dorsett to the 25. Hartenstein made the tackle, but Dorsett again ground out a hunk.
Boy, Scott got out in front in great shape. The left guard really got Dorsett through there, and again, all you have to do is make good contact and rip a little bit and then let him go.
They say that Scott, the left guard who's done so well, is the only Cowboy who doesn't look like a Cowboy. Most of them are tall and lean and strung out like Too Tall and Harvey. He is short and compact and good. Dorsett touchdown, Dallas. Billy Newsom made the tackle.
And the ball again was being juggled around as Tony finally was nailed. Imagine, though, all the attention heaped on this young man for 4 years, and to be able to keep your feet on the ground. Not a bad job, I'll tell you that.
Jerry Myers goes in to play defense to the Bears, and Jim Osborne, who's been weakened by the flu, comes out. The Cowboys obviously very happy with their acquisition of Tony Dorsett. But I was talking to some of the people from Seattle during the week, and they're happy with the people they got. They do it again, they say. Staubach sets up a screen to Newhouse. And I mean sets it up. To the 8. Doug Buffone finally made the tackle with Gary Fensick. But the Cowboys look like a solid football machine right now.
Well, Fitzgerald and Rafferty now love this play. Watch this. Now behind the screen action. Watch 64 and 62. Now they've checked their men. Now they'll go ahead and sift outside. Boy, there's a lot of room now between the deep backs and Newhouse with the ball. Here they peel and divide, and 44 stays right in their wake, sort of drafting, as you would.
That's Ron Rideouch, who's coming out. Herbert Scott got a super block on that screen pass. What do you think's the most important ingredient in setting up a screen? The action by the quarterback, lineman, or the back, or what?
I think making sure the linemen don't get too far downfield and the ball carrier uses them. Usually they get outside and sort of fall away from one another, and they don't use it effectively. That was a good one.
Excellent. First and goal, Dallas at the 8. Johnson goes in motion. Dorsett has the ball. Inside the 5. Jerry Myers, the first guy to hit him. Tom Hicks helped him.
There's that little hesitation I was speaking of. And not with this average fan. But he just stopped at the hole a little bit and then just went overdrive quickly.
Explodes. Hard for the Bears to do much because the Cowboys have had the ball all the time. .450 left before the half. Second and goal situation at the 5, and Newhouse will get to about the 2. Fensick, the first hitter. Osborne, who's back in the game, joined him.
And Rydalk is out, and the big kid from Utah not being in there against the run is a loss. He's very strong.
Later this afternoon, the other NFC playoff game between the Minnesota Vikings and the strong and tough Los Angeles Rams. Staubach on a quarterback draw, sees nothing materialize. That's Jerry Myers who wrapped him up.
I'll tell you one thing, they didn't miss...
Here's our friend Charlie Pride.
He's something, isn't he?
And some football fan he is.
He's a good baseball player himself.
Can sing a little.
He fights the golf ball like you and I do, though. He has a little trouble with that thing.
Wonder if he knows what a shank is.
He can sing it.
Herrera with Charlie Waters to hold. From the 11, make it a 21-yard attempt by Efren Herrera. It is good. And Dallas moves out 17-0 on a 21-yard field goal by Efren Herrera. A touchdown by Billy Joe Dupree and a touchdown by Doug Dennison. 3:45 left before the half.
With the price of most things going up, the sticker price of Pinto, the best-selling American small car, is coming down. New 78 model Pintos with more standard features will have a lower sticker price than last year's model comparably equipped. Important features are now standard, like AM radio, power front disc brakes, rear window defroster, tinted glass, and protective body side moldings. Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. Now more car for the money than last year. At Ford, the better ideas keep coming.
I was so sure that I could pass the Memorex test. You know, is Ella Fitzgerald singing live or on Memorex cassette tape? That I bet her whole crazy crew that I could do it. So Ella stood where I couldn't see her, and I listened carefully to her voice. But you know, I couldn't tell.
Nobody's perfect.
Reproduction so true, we ask, is it live or is it Memorex?
Cowboys kept the ball 6 minutes.
Dallas has run off 36 plays. The Bears have run off 14. That's not an imbalance. I've never heard of it.
That reflects the score, which is 17-0 Cowboys. I don't believe this year, at least, we've seen them look better. Dallas, I mean. Herrera. Walter Payton will not get a shot at this one either. This is Walter shine. Flag is down. Jay Salvi made the tackle on the kickoff. Flag dropped back at about the 25. 17-0 Dallas over Chicago. 3:36 left to play before the half.
I love the way when they throw that yellow flag on you, everybody's trying to walk away from it. Like, uh-oh.
Going to be clipping.
It's like finding out your roommate has the measles or something,
Yeah.
you know? Everybody tries to get away from the area quickly.
Here's the walk-off. Gordon McCarter, the man in charge right there. Bob Parsons, I believe, the guilty.
Personal foul, flipping, number 81 during the return. First down.
Chuck Bradley. Let's go down to Paul Horning.
Pat Ron Ridehouse, the 3-year veteran of the University of Utah, as you can see, is getting his right ankle taped. He sprained it. They're retaping it. I think he'll be back in at defensive tackle next series for the Bears on defense.
All right, Paul, thank you. On first down, Avellini was throwing. James Scott, the intended receiver. Cliff Harris just showed him the football.
And Benny Barnes, number 31, will never get all the notoriety because of the All-Pros in that secondary. But I'll tell you, 31 is steady and plays the corner about as well as possible. He just knocked it right out of Scott's hands. Wonder how many rolls of tape, the tape right out ankle it takes.
Would have to be at least a full can. The shadows at Texas Stadium cause us some problems. Harvey Martin almost, Walter Payton in a collision with Cliff Harris. Payton bounces up, and so does Harris. You look at this Dallas machine and how good it is. First down for Chicago. Watch this again.
Payton, the receiver, he caught 27 passes coming in. Everybody worries about him catching 50 some year while he's still rushing for over 1,000 or 2,000. I'll tell you, Cliff Harris stuck him, and Payton jumped up very quickly back into the huddle.
They both did. It's frightening to think that the Cowboys could have drafted Payton. They had a shot at it. Passed him by for Randy White. It wasn't bad. Outside, Roland Harper. Harper cuts back inside. Henderson is the guy who brought him down with help from Harris and Randy White. Payton actually was the fourth guy picked that year.
They tell me about his strength one day. The guys in the weight room, another weight room story, were throwing around 390, and they were kidding him, the big guys. And Payton went in and picked up 390, and military pressed it 3 times and put it down and walked out, and nobody said a word.
That's Reeve Sorey, number 69. He and Noah Jackson make quite an impressive pair of offensive guards. Second down, Avellini outside. Benny Barnes knocks Steve Schubert out of bounds. But that's a Bear first down.
Bear offensive line did a good job, Pat. You were talking about the big guards, and it's a young offensive line, but they really cut everybody on the line of scrimmage that time and got all that height down on the carpet.
This is the best offensive effort by the Bears in this contest so far. Avellini 4 out of 8. He has gained 40 yards with his passes. It's a first down. Chicago, the line of scrimmage, their own 49. Avellini gives to Payton. Too tall Jones got a hand on him, but Payton stays on his feet. Rockets down before he is stopped by Benny Barnes and Cliff Harris.
Weak side sweep that time, and Too Tall really made penetration. And when we're talking about penetration, we're talking about a long, lean body. Payton doesn't even see it. Good block by Sorey on the outside, and I'll tell you, Payton, sort of like a pinball, isn't he? He just bounces around.
He likens his running style, or tackling him, to tackling a buzzsaw. I would agree. A minute 58 left before the end of the half.
You're snowbound, miles from anywhere. What should you do to survive? First, don't leave your car. It's your best shelter. Keep the tailpipe clear. Check your window for air, and only run your engine and heater about 10 minutes an hour. Find more answers about driving in snow, rain, and fog in the foul weather driving book, free from participating Shell dealers. Come to Shell for answers.
When you take off on a Trans-International Airlines charter flight, you're taking off with us.
When you go to see a United Artists movie, you're going to the movies with us.
When you come to budget to rent a car, you're coming to us.
We're Transamerica, the people in the pyramid. We serve you through many different companies, but we stand for just one thing: first-rate service at a fair price. From every Transamerica company, every time.
It is a sellout crowd at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. The winner of this match will advance to the winner, advance against the winner of Los Angeles and Minnesota, coming up later this afternoon here on CBS. Second down, Chicago. First time they've been in Cowboy territory. Outside Schubert. It is complete. Aaron Kyle on the coverage, and Schubert fell on that big wide white stripe that goes around the field. That's made things so much easier for us and the officials too, I'm sure. Don't forget at the half, Brent and Phyllis and Irv, and highlights of this contest and whatever else is happening around the NFL and in the sports world. But that big wide stripe around the edge of the field was the brainchild of one Tex Ram, who celebrates this year 30 years in football. He began with the Los Angeles Rams back in 1947. And the contributions he's made are too numerous for us to mention right now as Avellini throws for Latta. Charlie Waters takes him down.
Waters is a pretty good safety man for a former Clemson quarterback, right? I tell you, young Albrecht is having his hands full with Harvey Martin, but he's doing a pretty good job. That time they doubled on Harvey Martin. Albrecht tried to cut him right here early. No, he didn't. He tried to stand up on him. Harvey gets the outside, and now he gets some help from Harper.
Harvey Martin had 23 sacks this year by himself. The Bears as a team didn't have many more than that. Avellini with good protection this time for Latta. Picked off by Waters. Charlie Waters is going to stay in the end zone, and now he comes out. Waters comes out to about the 11, and he's disgusted with himself, not because of the interception, but because of that indecision in the end zone.
Great play, because Greg Latta, the tight end, looks really open. Because of that, Avellini decided just to make sure he's already overthrown Bo Rather. So watch this. And out of nowhere, 41 closes off and steals it. And now the moment of indecision, or truth. Oh, now you got it. You're committed. For a new father, that's rather dangerous, isn't it?
Once he stepped the least little bit out onto the playing field, he had to go. At the 11, the Cowboys have it first and 10. Robert Newhouse and Tony Dorsett, the running backs behind Roger Staubach. 17-0. Dallas leads, and Newhouse, who's had a good first half, gets out to about the 15. Stopped by Bryant and Newsom.
When was the last time a team was the #1 total offensive leader and the #1 defensive team?
That's what Dallas was this year in the NFL. When was it done last?
Rams back in '73, I think.
And they did not win the championship. Timeouts remaining. 3 apiece. Second and 7. A 3-yard gain by Newhouse. Staubach directing and looking to see where everybody is as the clock continues to run. He just can let it run out. Don't imagine the Bears would call a timeout. And I'm reasonably sure the Cowboys are not going to.
Boy, I hate to see him let the clock run out, you know, and not air it out. I can't believe John Unitas wouldn't find something to do with the ball, or Van Brocklin, or Tiddle, or somebody.
17-0 the score. Dallas over Chicago, and the first half is over. The most impressive first half for Dallas. But for a couple of fumbles it could be even more one-sided than the 17-0 score. Newhouse fumbled once. Dorsett fumbled once early in the game as Tom Landry walks to the dressing room. You wouldn't know it, but he's got to be pleased. They lead 17-0.
What does your money do in a full-service bank? Well, for one thing, it creates new jobs. 16 years ago, Premix was started in a small warehouse with money George Call borrowed from his bank.
Ed, our bank's helped all the way from new accounts to our first bookkeeper.
Today, this company is international with 1,000 employees, creating new jobs by creating business. No financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
You're the one, you quarter-pounder people.
My dad's a policeman. My dad's a fireman. Oh, yeah? Well, my dad's a quarter-pounder person.
You're the one, you quarter-pounder people.
Okay, Johnny. That's 102 1/4 pounds. Where'd he pick up that extra?
McDonald's Quarter Pounder and Quarter Pounder with cheese. A big Quarter Pound of juicy, lean, 100% beef on a sesame seed bun. A Quarter Pounder person knows there's just one Quarter Pounder and just one place to get one.
A quarter-pounder person has a smile a mile around. There's lots of quarter-pounder people. Just one place they can be found.
You know how I first knew I was a quarter-pounder person? Every day at 12 o'clock, I turned into a McDonald's.
At McDonald's, quarter-pounder people, we do it all for you.
Dad, you have got to get me out of here. Talk to Senator Griswold. After all, you paid good money for him.
Tuesday, the MASH crazies are driving Winchester mad. Then it's a special birthday for Ann.
36 is the time life really begins. So forget your wrinkles and keep up your chin.
Next Saturday, we'll present the best of the CBS Sports Spectacular for 1977 with Leon Spinks, Seattle Slew, the Belmont, Olympic gold medalist Nadia Comaneci, and many more outstanding events. Be sure and be with us for the best of the CBS Sports Spectacular. Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Central and Pacific.
Again at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS, it'll be Los Angeles against Minnesota. And for an update on the weather in that game, let's now go to Vin Scully and Alex Hawkins at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Vin?
Well, Brent, the weather in Southern California is a lot like the little girl with the curl. When it's good, it's very, very good. And when it is bad, it is horrid. And it is horrid today. Alex, what about turnovers, which is a feature for both teams in weather like this?
Well, Ben, coming into today's game and finishing the season, the Rams were plus 12 in turnovers. The Vikings were an amazing minus 18, and by all rights shouldn't even be here for that reason.
Now, what about the attacks for both teams on a muddy, slippery ground?
Well, you get the other side of it then. This should help a passing game, which Minnesota passes well, and the Rams, of course, run, and they run, and they run.
And run again. Will they be able to run today? Well, in his playing days, he was all over the field. It's only right then that we should have him down on the field, and he's experienced, among other things, with rain and tricky surfaces here at the Coliseum. We're talking about Nick Bonaconte. Nick?
Vince, the tarpaulin has been covering the field since yesterday afternoon when it started to rain. But if you look here, it's a muddy field. The tarpaulin has to be removed in just a few hours. At halftime, it should be a quagmire. Now look at the clouds, and they don't seem to relent. The rain should continue all day. Now to Brent Musburger in New York.
Thank you very much, Nick Bonaconte. You know, Minnesota usually catches Los Angeles in Bloomington, and this time the Rams were hoping for a dry, fast surface, but it is not to be because of the weather conditions. Irv Cross, how about taking a look at the first half of the game between Dallas and Chicago?
Well, of course, you know, everybody knows at this time was watching the game, obviously. Dallas leads in halftime 17-0, and Roger Staubach, of course, has done a pretty good job of spreading his offense around, and Staubach here throwing a screen pass to Dorsett. Now, Brent, this is really curious. You know, the Bears had a couple of opportunities early in the game with turnovers here to stay in the ball game. Couldn't take advantage of it, but the Dallas Cowboys getting the ball back here again, hitting Dorsett on a 25-yard play along the sideline here, and Staubach goes to the air once again, this time going to Golden Richards and hits him for a 20-yard pass, setting up an opportunity for Robert Newhouse, who's had a real good game in the first half. And Newhouse, you can see right here from the 13-yard line, goes down to the 6-yard line here as he breaks a couple of tackles, showing good determination here and great balance as he breaks upfield, setting up Dennison's score. And Dennison goes off left tackle, and Dallas takes an early 7-0 lead. Staubach's had a pretty good day throwing the ball overall, spreading his passes to a variety of receivers. Here he goes upfield to Drew Pearson, and Drew latches on for a 32-yard pass, and at this point it looked like it might be Dallas Cowboys all day long here, going through the air as they please. And Staubach going to the air again to Billy Joe Dupree, a 28-yard pass this time, and a touchdown as the big guy brings it in, and Dallas leads 14-0. Robert Newhouse showed good inside running here. Now watch this, fellas. You tackled Isaiah Robertson the other day, but you didn't have to tackle runaway Newhouse. He goes down to the 32-yard line, an 18-yard gain, allowing Staubach to throw a screen pass, this time going back to the backside to Newhouse again, and he goes down to the Chicago 8-yard line. Efren Herrera comes in, kicks a field goal, and Dallas leads at halftime, 17-0.
You know, Irv, we have always talked about the Dallas Cowboy organization, and I have felt that perhaps we've overlooked their players. They have tremendous personnel on that team, and particularly when you're on defense today, when you're watching the second half, notice how the Cowboys hold their position. They are so disciplined under Tom Landry, and that's one of the reasons why Walter Payton really can't turn anything loose. So the second half is coming up, and the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.
He's a cop and she's a girl who's been around. But it looks like someone doesn't want him to make it. The word is out to stop him. The odds are 100 to 1 they won't get through, but there's no way they're going to give up. Clint Eastwood, The Gauntlet, rated R. Now playing everywhere.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Where you been? Well, it wasn't easy getting tickets for this game. Hey, Bob. Eddie, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you've got and a bottle of Lowenbrow. Steak and Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Here's to the chef. Here's to the bartender.
Introducing the Ford in your future. The new Ford Fairmont Wagon. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont Wagon has excellent mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of most large wagons, and with the seat down can swallow up all this cargo. Yet for all this, the new Fairmont Wagon, as shown, is actually sticker price less than this little VW Rabbit. Test drive Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the Wagon Master.
Height, 5'11" in his stockings. Weight, 178 stripped, about 190 in football togs. Underneath was a full-blooded Sac and Fox Indian. Jim Thorpe, the legend, winner of the Olympic decathlon. He became one of our first professional football players. He played with guys like Nasty Nash and Fats Henry and inspired the Young Pro League. Football has many legends, and they're all here waiting for you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall. I'm looking at a sample copy of the official Super Bowl 12 game program that we'll be using when CBS Television brings you the exclusive coverage of Super Bowl 12 on January the 15th from New Orleans. This program will have scouting reports, photos and lineups for both teams, a week-by-week review of the entire 77 season, plus a special section featuring the most valuable players from the past 11 Super Bowls. For your souvenir copy, send $250 to Super Bowl 12, Winona, Minnesota, 55987. Allow 6 weeks for delivery. This is a souvenir that the whole family will enjoy.
$17-0. Dallas leads Chicago. There are the halftime statistics.
Is that incredible? In the Dallas column, look at the 153 yards rushing at half, 7-yard average, 76 yards for Robert Newhouse, and 7 for 8 for Roger Staubach, 126 yards, and he is the tempo setter.